Hello everyone, my name is Al, and today I'm going to be showing you the process on these Shera D&D designs that I did. This is the part 2 to the first one that I did, where I did Adora, Glimmer, and Bo. And this one I'm going to be doing 3 more characters. So I'm really excited that I'm going to be able to get this video out before Season 3 comes out. If this goes up when it's supposed to, it'll probably come out probably the day of Season 3's release. I'm recording it the night before because I have unfortunately been on and off either super busy or not feeling good when I come to record. So today I'm going to try to record it, and my voice is a little scratchy from a full day at work, so I hope nobody minds. So for Katra's D&D redesign, I went with a rogue catfolk. So there are cat-like creatures in D&D. They're called a bunch of things, but I know they're also called catfolk. I thought that was a little bit on the nose. I definitely considered making her a tiefling or something like that, but I stuck with catfolk because I felt like it didn't change her design too much. I went with rogue because it seemed a little bit more like her character than, say, going with a plain fighter. Katra is a good fighter, but I feel like rogues, being naturally sneaky and cunning, just fit her a little bit better. Her color scheme stayed mostly the same, and I can't say I changed the costume too much. I sort of fantasified it a little bit and added this big cloak because honestly I can't really think of a rogue without like some sort of big cloak slash cape slash jacket. So I think in the original sketch she had her battle baton, but it ended up not working with the pose as much, so I got rid of it. Plus I felt like the baton looked too much like a monk's staff, so I ended up not putting that in. I still think the pose turned out nice, and I still really like how she turned out all in all. Her design probably changed the least out of everybody's, but I think that just goes to show that Katra's design usually works pretty well, regardless of where it's at. So next we're moving on to Entrapment, and I made her an elf artificer. So artificer is still a really new D&D class. I don't actually think it's fully official yet. I think it's still technically in a beta version and mostly homebrew, but an artificer is sort of an inventor slash an alchemist, so of course that works super well for Entrapment. Admittedly, her design was still on the simplistic side. I kind of aimed towards more simplistic costume even in D&D, just because it tends to read a little easier, but I really liked how her design came out. I tried to keep her kind of poofy track pants still in the design, even though it was more fantasy. And I liked the idea of her having all kinds of stuff on her, including the goggles, which I felt sold the design a little bit, especially the different colored lenses in them, both being the background colors she's usually seen with, that big bright pink and that bright green. The thing I found actually interesting while I was making this was when I was filling out the sort of proto sheet for these D&D characters, I realized that Entrapment is probably the closest thing to a true neutral, since in the show she's almost entirely neutral in every bit of the way. Like, she doesn't really seem to have a side that she's on necessarily, which is super duper fun because in D&D there is actually a thing for that. So I thought that was interesting. So last but not least is my favorite, and it is Scorpio as a barbarian half-orc, which at first I felt a little bad for because I feel like it's really on the nose and almost stereotypical, I think. But I also love half-orcs, like, a lot. They're kind of one of my favorite D&D races. Scorpio is one of my absolute favorite characters. I kind of had to. Like, I just kind of had to. Also, it works perfect with her. Her design probably changed the most, just so it got more of a barbarian style. Also, I sort of had to figure out how to do her weapon because I didn't do the claws in this design, like her lobstery claws, so I sort of translated that into the hammer axe weapon that she's got. All in all, I really like how she turned out, and I actually really like how the whole set turned out. We're pretty much starting to get close to finishing up, so these are my D&D character designs for some more of the Shera characters. So if you have any more ideas for the classes and races of any more Shera characters, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. I might do a few more of these, you never know. And if you guys want to see any more speed paints from me, go ahead and subscribe. I still don't have a fully thought of schedule yet, but I'm trying to release videos every other week. I'll see you guys next time.